All right, I think we're live with season 2, episode 4, the horizontal. And I got on Skype on the other side. Nick, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Mike. How you doing?
Just peachy. Also gonna, since it's the first time we're doing this via Skype, I'll probably need some testing from the chat. Let me know if you can hear both me and Nick and how it sounds. So,
I'll be leaving the room right now to sound check.
thank you. All right. So what's going on? How you doing?
I'm doing good.
How's
Getting
fantasy
ready for
going?
the draft. Say again?
How's fantasy going?
It's going. Just, looking around.
What do you got? Third pick?
I have the third pick. A lot of options. Should be interesting. I have about 3-4 guys I'm looking at.
3 or 4, huh?
Yeah. Or, you never know how it goes,
I think
There's
the
two
first.
guys I really want. If they're gone, it's going to be interesting. And there's another 2 that I could settle for. But there's 2 guys I really want.
Do we know the position? Are we able to get
No.
anything? No.
No.
It was worth a try.
Is it quarterback?
It's not a quarterback and it's not a tight end. So it's
It's a running back
not
or
a
a
kicker,
receiver.
not a defense.
Every information's valuable.
And teach us it could be
Yeah.
a kicker.
Tucker, I picked high last year, so, gotta get him back maybe.
So last year, I guess we could talk a little bit about last year. Unfortunately for you, Mr. Toilet Trophy Award winner. What happened? What happened? Tell the people.
I don't think my team drafted was that bad. It wasn't great by any means. But I feel the injuries really killed me. The first 4 weeks, I could have easily gone 4-0. Ended up 2-2, and then just did horrible after that. The combination of David Johnson and Ezekiel Elliott, I could have had, and it could have been very nice. But Johnson went down early in the first game, and since that, it just was horrible after that. I picked Gronk high, which I don't know why I did. Breeze did not have a great year that I expected. And all the other guys are more standard guys and not PPR guys. So a lot of things happened. I did have Allen Robinson injured early.
Oh, that's right.
It wasn't a good year.
Tell Josh to
The
get
whole
on.
roster was bad.
Yeah, I mean, you also had an adjustment going from your league to this one.
Yeah, it's I've never done a PPR before, and now I know a little more, but I don't think that was even the biggest reason. The injuries hurt me the most. I think the team I drafted was a 500 team, and it just with all the injuries, they just knocked it down.
Yep. Yeah, that's a pretty good recap of your season. I mean, you finished 10 straight losing.
Yeah, I'm on a
tough.
10-game losing streak. Let's see if it can be broken this year, but
Well, you got picks now.
I do. I have an extra 4th and I think 8th, and then a couple later.
Any idea what the longest losing streak in
That.
Fantasy League history is?
That's
Really?
the longest.
10 already?
That has to be.
Ugh.
I never had someone lose more than never just win 2 games.
Well, I told you I was going to break records in your league. I didn't tell you what kind of records, but, what are you going to do? You move on, you learn, and you come back strong.
Fair enough. So the chat, any questions you have for myself or Nick, please throw it in. We're going to be following along with the chat today. Talk about players, talk about teams, predictions, whatever you want. So throw your input in. Nick, do you have anything you want to start with as a topic that you've been looking at or something?
No, it's knowing I have the third pick is difficult. Like I said, I have 2 guys in my head that I really want. If those 2 are gone, it's going to be tough for me to pick that third guy. But I'm just hoping I get a stud there, which I should. And coming back around, hopefully, Nico's gets Tom Brady because he can't win without him.
Crazy
hopefully
stat,
a couple
huh?
of backs go. And then I get another decent guy at the 2-3 turn.
Yep. That is a crazy stat that Nico won his 2 seasons he won. Got Brady with the 4th pick.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised the quarterback went that high. I guess in a 2 QB league, I guess they go a little higher. There's a 16 quarterback started. But I can tell you this right now, I'm not going to take Tom Brady with any of my picks. So
Breaking news. All right, down to 7 teams.
he's what, 41, 42?
All right,
And
all right.
no, and who's his receiving core? Gronk's going to get injured. You got Hogan. Hogan,
I feel like you've
guess,
lost
can
this
have a good
debate
year.
once already.
You'll lose it again.
But who's the receiving core though? Who's the guy that get 10 touchdowns? Is it Hogan?
No one needs to get 10 touchdowns. That's the point.
All right.
All right, you picked the Dolphins this year. Like, let us know how that goes.
I looked at a Bleacher Report stat. The worst teams in the NFL, 3 of the bottom 4 teams are from the AFC East. Okay, it's the easiest schedule. I mean, you could be quarterback and win 10 games in that division.
All right, so it should be fine. Should be fine fantasy wise then.
That could help.
Cordell Patterson.
I forgot they had him. He could do well.
I would look at the
I
chat
guess
if I
those
were you.
vocal screens maybe. But it should be interesting. They should win 10, 11 games at least ananyway.
Yeah.
And with that, the defense is still poor, right? It's still
It's a
not.
little. It's actually
They
a little
improved
better.
the defensive line a little bit.
Interior
Yeah.
a little better.
But okay, but you lost that offensive lineman for the season. That's got to hurt.
Yeah. But they're actually all right at tackles. They got Trent Brown and Marcus Cannon.
Okay.
So we got a question that I missed a little bit. Brian asked, "What is your biggest regret in a season full of regrets?" So going back to last year,
My regret. Let me think.
your biggest one.
Joining the league? No.
I feel like you've got a few.
I think it was Gronk with the 3rd pick. My 3rd pick was bad, and taking the gamble on Elliott. I thought he could get through the suspension or take it the first 6 weeks. I did not think he would be out the important games of the season.
I completely disagree with you with your Gronk regret. You got a 4th round pick out of it.
Oh, that's true. But I mean, drafting him
You got it.
with the 3rd pick.
It doesn't matter. You still played him. He still performed, and then you still got an investment out of it.
That's true.
I think that's one of your better moves.
I guess you got a point, but I was lucky the trade was up on the table, and I took it. I mean, I don't think I'll get that trade offer again, but
Fair.
I got lucky.
Yeah. The Elliott one, you can make a case though.
I could have had David Johnson, Elliott. That would have been scary good.
Yeah, I know. I was nervous.
I just won 1 game with them, just 1. But what are you gonna do?
So let's talk. I think one of the bigger things that needs to be addressed this year is quarterbacks. What are you feeling? Like, where's your value on the quarterbacks today?
I think you got the top guys with Rodgers and Brady, which will go high. And then I think after that, I mean, it's tough to count on Watson. I like him a lot, but with an ACL injury?
Yeah.
With a running quarterback, that's going to be tough. Tough to count on if you're going to spend a top 2 pick on him. That's going to be rough. Besides that, I feel like it drops off, and I think there's a lot of good quarterbacks out there this year. There's like 3 or 4 great ones, and then it drops off, and there's a lot of good quarterbacks.
I even throw Russell Wilson in the upper echelon tier, like the top tier as well.
Baldwin's banged up. Wilson I never liked because he always has a bad first half, and then he goes off in like the second half, and just
Playoffs, baby.
Yeah, but I don't know. I've never been a Wilson fan.
I think there's like a tier between like 7 or 8 through like 18 that like you can make a case for any of those guys.
Yeah, I mean, what 7 or 8 is like what Kirk Cousins, and then 18 is like Rivers or something like that.
That's the thing; they're all like together.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I think like the middle of the draft, once you hit like the 4th or 5th round, I think the people's selection on quarterbacks, and especially since we're doing it offline, people are gonna have their own rankings. So I think someone you think will go high might just drop.
That's true.
Yeah, I think that whole middle tier of quarterbacks, everyone's got their own opinions on and their own rankings on. So, like anything can happen with those guys.
Yeah, I think the big ones like Wentz. I don't know where he would go. He could go as early as 5. He could go maybe 15.
I think if he didn't get hurt, he would be like one of the top 4 quarterbacks taken.
I agree.
So, I mean, it'll be interesting to see the first 2 rounds how many quarterbacks are taken. I don't know.
I mean, it's got to be Brady and Rodgers, and besides that, does Watson go?
I could see Wilson and Breeze still going early.
I had Breeze last year, and he was good. He didn't have a lot of interceptions, which was good. But, I don't know. I expected bigger things from him.
Fair.
And he didn't cut it.
Fair.
Because they ran it too much. I never heard of a Saints team that ran the ball, but last year was the year.
Well, they got Kamara now, and
Kamara and then Ingram when he comes back. So
that's an interesting dilemma. Kamara.
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be a boom or bust for Kamara. He could either do what he did last year, or I don't know, drop off.
I don't know. I don't know if he'll bust. I think he'll still probably be pretty good.
Would you take him in the first round?
No.
I wouldn't either.
It's worth a glance.
I don't know. I have a feeling when Ingram comes back, does he lose touches?
Yeah. Well, sorry. What's your question?
When Ingram comes back, how many touches does Kamara lose?
Oh, well, I just think Ingram's role is going to be diminished.
Yeah, but if Kamara was shaky in the beginning, they might lean towards Ingram.
I suppose. I guess if he isn't doing well, I guess it depends on how well Kamara is doing while Ingram's out.
Yeah, I mean, Kamara is a great passing back. I'm not sold on him as a running back when he's running. He's so small and frail, I don't know if they will run him 20, 25 times. They might run him 15, and then he might catch maybe 5 balls, 6 balls. But I don't think he's a big back that could take 25 carries a game.
That's a PPR league. That doesn't have to.
See, you're right. That's my thinking of, you got to run the ball to be a running back. But if you get 5 catches, that's what, a point every catch?
Catches the ball, yeah, 5 points.
So that does help, but he loses touchdowns for running. He might get it receiving, but not running. He reminds me of like a better version of McCaffrey.
Yeah, no way.
And I hate both those guys, so.
You gotta go with the times. You have to get with the times.
No, I'm old school,
You can't be drafting Jerome Bettis and 37-year-old Marshawn Lynch.
I used to be old school. I was very like Frank Gore.
Oh yeah, always reliable. You're gonna get your carries. He's gonna have like 25 carries, 68 yards, and a touchdown.
Teach, that's very ironic. Teach, that's ironic you say old school rules, as you probably drafted every rookie running back known to man since you've been in the league.
It's worked out for him really
No, I'm
well.
I'm not knocking it. It's really smart.
Teacher probably ends up Saquon this year too.
I wouldn't put it against him. Saquon to Teach, I don't want to put it as a lock, but
I think easiest read.
If he gets past 3.
What was it, Elliott 2 years ago?
Oh, you're saying Saquon is something that could be possibly at number 3.
I'm looking at everybody at 3. He's one of the guys.
Sound like a bad
Nick
GM.
has officially fallen in love with those thighs.
I don't know. He's going to be interesting this year.
Yeah. I'm not grabbing him, I'll tell you that. And he's not going to go past early second round, I would say.
Yeah. He's going to be, I don't know, it all depends on that giant line, and that could go either way this year. If the line's good, Barkley could have a great year. If the line does not do good, it could be a rough year for Saquon.
Yeah, he definitely won't make it to like Nick's second pick though.
Could trade up. You never know.
Wow, Mr. Bombser has joined.
I love that. That was originally blocked.
Oh, has he been here the whole time?
No, he just got in.
Oh.
So, I know we keep pushing the early rounds, and we've had the past couple of podcasts, but I think it's more interesting this year than the previous years, because I think there's a tear, and I think there's a sudden drop off. So like it's kind of hard to like really get into until we get.
Where would you put the drop off?
Where I put the drop off, I would say, well, let's see, if we're talking eight teams in our league, I would have to say like once you hit towards like the early third round.
Yeah.
To be honest with you,
I think there's about 10 running backs and 6 receivers and 2 or 3 quarterbacks. So that takes you to about 20?
Yeah. So yeah, in that area.
Yeah. Now I can see that. That's why I like picking high, because I got, my third pick is early in that third round. So maybe I could get one of those guys before the drop off.
Brian, we'll talk about predictions at the for wins at the end of the podcast. So right now, I'm gonna name you 3 players. I was picking any random players, and you're gonna say love them or hate them.
Sammy Watkins.
Okay.
All right, 4 players. Sammy Watkins with the Chiefs now. What's your opinion on Sammy Watkins?
I hate him.
Oh,
okay.
I don't trust Mahomes. And
No?
with Tyreek Hill there, I don't know. I know everybody's high on Mahomes, but I don't know. Andy Reid scares the crap out of me. I don't like anybody on Andy Reid's teams, and I don't see me getting him.
I'm surprised. You got a big contract though.
I don't know why. I don't get it. That's, what is it, the highest per year contract or top 5? I mean, per year contract for receivers, which he's not even close to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
I don't know. That's the Chiefs.
All right. Next player, and I'm just gonna think of random players and see what we get. Jerick McKinnon, now with the 49ers.
I'm mixed with him. Didn't he get injured? Didn't he get banged up a little bit?
Yeah, we're just gonna talk about the player himself with the Niners. So just say he's healthy.
He was healthy for 16 games.
Yeah.
I like him. I don't love him. I like him. I think that offense could be very good this year. I think he could catch a lot of balls in the backfield. I think he'll be a good player. Not great, but good. If he could play 16, which I don't know if he could play all 16 games.
Yeah, I think there are those an issue with him.
Brian suggests Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins? All right.
Cousins is going to be interesting. I think with that defense, they could be blowing out teams early. But I think they're going to be throwing a lot. I love Kirk Cousins this year. I think they got a lot of receiving depth with Diggs and Thielen and Rudolph. You got Cook out of the backfield. I think that could be a high-powered offense.
Vikings going to be real good.
I mean, there's always potential he could throw less, but efficient.
That's the thing. If they're up, I feel like they're going to feed Cooks more, or Murray. But I feel that the first half of games, they're going to be throwing left and right, and I think he's going to get a lot of points.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we just did McKinnon, we did Kirk Cousins. Those were 2 guys that were – actually, they moved teams. So it's
Yeah.
actually pretty interesting. Josh Gordon.
Josh Gordon. I hate him.
Hate him.
I don't think he's going to do well. I think he's going to be the second receiver on the team if he plays the whole season. I think Landry's the better bet. He's going to blow up probably week 5 anyway when they're 0-5. I don't trust Baker Mayfield. I don't like him at all. If Tyrod's quarterback, I kind of like the receivers more. But with Baker, I don't think he's going to be a good quarterback. So
No, you don't think so?
no, I don't think he should have gone 1. I liked Rosen the best.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah,
new.
I thought he was the best all-around quarterback coming out of the draft. I know he had a couple of concussions. That's why people were worried about him. But I think he was the best quarterback in the draft. The Jets got the second best quarterback. And then I put Mayfield next to Allen. So I don't like the Browns this year.
Yeah, I think they're again overhyped.
I mean, what, 4 wins maybe? Like I can see 4-12,
Yeah.
5-11.
Didn't Jacob pick them to make the playoffs?
We'll have to review the tape. Go back to Jacob's podcast. He talked about the Browns.
Browns
Playoffs.
6
Come on.
wins at best. 6 wins at best.
Yeah, I guess they could win 6. They're going to be double-digit losses, I feel.
Yeah, I agree. All right, I'll think of let me think of someone else for you.
Yeah.
You know, Alan Hearns with the Cowboys. So he's actually, it's been brought out that he's the number 1 receiver for the Cowboys right now.
Yeah. Cowboys suck. The whole team sucks. They lost Martin today.
Big soundbite.
Team's pathetic. So I hate them. Hate that whole team.
So you hate Zeke then?
I hate them.
Would you pick him?
No, not in the first round. No, you can write that down right now. I'm not picking Zeke with the number 3 pick. I hate that team. I'll pick Zeke if he's in the 5th round like last year.
Picks 1
I
through
think
4 about
that's
to be stamped.
Wow. Good to know. I'm surprised.
Man, the
I'm a
first-
little surprised.
First half of the first round is about to get revealed.
I don't care. I hate that team. I hate Jerry Jones. Hate the puppet as a head coach.
See, this is one of the
Keep
problems.
Keep it coming.
Is you can't let your personal bias.
You don't worry
Get in the
about
way.
it. You don't worry about that. I have a new coaching strategy this year, and I'm going anti-everything. I used to do that. I caved a little bit last year with stupid Gronk and Elliott, and now I'm back to screw everyone. I'm going to pick my guys. I don't care what you guys think, where they're ranked. I'm going to pick the best guy on my board.
Yeah, toilet trophy presentation's already going on in the
And
chat.
Nick has a lot of haters in the chat right now.
Yeah, well, I expected that, All those guys lost, all of them lost. Nico's the only one that could talk. Everybody did not come in first.
What I will say is getting guys you like it does make things more enjoyable.
Yeah, I mean, the Cowboys are going to suck this year, so I don't care.
Brian did get money. That is true.
Oh my god.
I should have hit that message.
Chat is getting nasty.
Nico is producing. He's not in he's not in the camera. The producers never get on camera.
I know everyone wants to see my beautiful face, but
You get a quick glimpse. There he is. Teach compliments. Trying to suck up to the champ. All right, I'll give you another play because I actually liked where this was going.
Yeah, you want to know where I'm picking the guys. Yeah, I know. Okay, keep going. I have nothing to hide.
Yeah, all right, perfect. All right, Melvin Gordon. That's an interesting one.
I kind of like that offense, but I've liked it for the past 3 years, and they haven't really gone to where I thought they could have. I think he could have a good year. When I pick him in the first round, no. But I feel like he could have a solid year
You see, that's the thing. I think he could just be like, your standard, like, just fringe top 10 guy, like standard, like very consistent. But I think there's always the chance that he could break out. I always feel like.
Well, remember he came out with Gurley, I think, and they were on par until last year.
Hmm.
So, and Gurley, nobody thought he would be as good as what he was last year. As you see, somebody might pick like Mixon over him. So, I don't know. You never know.
Joe
Fire
Mixon.
back. Nick, we had a question from Josh. He wants to know who your top 5 is.
No. I'm not giving you my top 5. You can ask me players, but I'm not going to give you my top 5.
All right, that's fair. I mean, I
Sorry,
can't
I wouldn't do it either.
Yeah.
Josh will do it out for you.
Josh is probably right.
That's the elite 5 right now. Perceived. I mean, people have their different opinions.
Nick, if you can't see it, he said Gurley,
I
Brown.
can see it. I can see it.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, I mean, that's the consensus 5 right now. I mean, Josh hasn't won anything, so I don't know if you can trust him. But
Oh, what?
yeah, it's good for you, Josh. No.
Oh,
To answer Josh's question of is that the order I would agree with, and that's no.
I think he replaced Barkley with Zeke. If I want to be honest with you, Josh, he won't answer that, but I think that's that's what it would be.
I don't know. Don't know.
So, does your strategy change with having an extra 4th? Do you go more aggressive? Do you adjust anything?
No, same exact strategy, just with an extra pick.
Probably the best thing. I mean,
I could always package the 4s and move up.
that's true. There's been compared to last year, there's a lot of trading has been pretty quiet. I know a lot happened last year, but
It's okay. During the draft, I asked Brian for like 10 trades. He would say, let me think about it. And then at the last second, he would say no. And then we'd trade like 14 and like a 15th rounder. And then that's what's going to happen.
Here's a question that floated around during the week. How many minutes do you think it'll be in between Brian's picks?
oh yes, though everyone in the chat, I want your predictions. We're actually gonna. So this is what's gonna happen. Brian has a pick in the 2nd round, and then he doesn't have a pick until the 5th. So we're going to literally count, like have a stopwatch, and see how long it takes. I'm going with 29 minutes.
How many picks is it? Do you know?
Let's see. He has no 3rd or 4th, so that's 16 already. And he's at the end of the 2nd round, so.
Beginning of the 2nd.
Beginning of the 2nd, end of the 5th. So there's basically like 22, 23 picks then, right?
8, 16, 30 picks, Josh has.
Oh, 30?
So if it's, I could see like 35 minutes.
That's a long time.
Do you think he's gonna leave?
We might have to pick up like food for us or like beverages.
Goes to legs and eggs and comes back.
I wish we had them as advertising. Come down to a gentleman's club in Providence. Get the legs and eggs special.
We could probably like rent a room over there, right?
Come back and quick. Hopefully there's no traffic. Could you ever do that? Like if, say, all right, we'll put you in Brian's situation where Brian's actually a unique situation. And you were basically guaranteed doing these trades, the playoffs, and then a legitimate chance to win a championship. Do you trade back-to-back rounds?
No.
You don't?
No, I don't. I wouldn't trade high picks.
At all?
It's like, it's tough losing a top 4 pick for me. I don't want to. I don't want to have my season that I'm in right now affect next year. I want to look at this year and just go in hard for it.
Yeah, it's risky. You're not. I don't think you're the only one there either.
I don't know. Could you lose a third and a fourth? That just kills you. I mean,
I think it would kill me personally. But
I mean, it almost worked out for him, but almost doesn't count.
So there's 30 picks.
yeah,
Sorry.
Wait, stay on that though. Go back to the draft. Josh asked who was his top 4 last year.
David Johnson, Breeze, Gronk, and Demaryius Thomas.
That's actually not bad. That really isn't.
No, it's not bad.
For going 2-12,
If Nick
that's
were to
not
do that
bad.
same exact thing like this year, that probably works out all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, then I had Zeke and Allen Robinson.
Also good.
Good killers. Yeah, I mean that's you just call it bad breaks, I think personally, but not to beat that topic up again, but
It was just a bad year, You just gotta. Sometimes you get unlucky.
yeah. So I guess we'll talk briefly. I know we mentioned a little bit the Giants, but besides Saquon, do you see any other fantasy threats on the team?
Oh, Beckham. Beckham's gonna be.
Well,
have a great year.
yeah. Sorry, yep.
I think Ingram could also be a top 5 tight end. I mean, it's scary how they're projecting this offense to be great, and Eli's still like 26th best quarterback. Which, how do you have a top 5 receiver, top 5 tight end, and Barkley, and have Eli like 26?
Barkley gonna throw.
But I've seen too many Eli games, so that's why I know he's 26. Because here have a game that he has like 200 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 picks. So, I don't know. I think it depends on the line, like I said. If the line holds up, they should have a good offense. And that helps a lot of people on the team.
Yeah, there'll be a couple people on the team. Josh mentioned Sterling Shepard. Maybe a wide receiver 3 on a bye week, I would say.
Yeah, Shepard's going to be, and he's the third option. So
I think that's a bye week guy.
I would put Barkley ahead of him. But I mean, if you're happy with like 5 catches, 60 yards, he can do that. Will he go 100 yards on like 9 catches and a touchdown? I don't know.
Yeah. Teach, it's $40 a person, and I think like over 200 goes to first, and the rest goes to second. It's something like that. I have it written down. Ingram did. The thing with Ingram is that he benefited from people being out last year, and his targets increased. This year it should be interesting to see if he gets those same amount of targets. It's gonna be tough.
But also that line was horrible. Eli had 1 step and had to just throw it away.
Yeah.
This year they should be able to protect him a little more. And remember last year, I mean, you can look at it both ways. Yes, he was the only target, but they would key on him more. There's nobody else you would look at. I mean, who was the receivers last year? Roger Lewis? I mean, there was nobody out there, so they would key on him more.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I think they could have a good year this year, but it all depends on the line. And you'll find out week 1 how that line is. You play Jacksonville at home week 1, and you should be able to contain that offense.
Yeah, it won't be easy, though. That's for sure.
No, I mean, it's going to be a tough game. Jacksonville's a good team, but you should be able to contain that offense. I mean, if you key on Fournette, let Bortles throw the ball, I mean, you should be able to keep them to under 20 points.
Over-under the Giants wins?
I mean, I think the over-under now is what? At 7 or 6, which is, I think, I'll take the over on that. I think they're going to win 9 to 10 games.
I like the 7 mark.
I mean, I'll take the over on that.
Yeah. I mean, they improved for sure, but I think I'd still take the 7.
I just think they're better than that. But again, it's the line. We'll figure out week 1 how it goes. If they win week 1 and they look good, that could be a team to watch out for. A nice 9-7 Giant team backing into the playoffs. That's what's going to happen if they do it.
I was just about to
They
ask
won't
you.
make it easy.
I was just about to ask you. Do you think they can grab a wild card spot?
Yeah. The Eagles should have the division. They should win like 12 games.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I think they could get a wild card spot.
I think there's a lot of good teams in the NFC.
Yeah, it's like the Western Conference in basketball.
Because like you got a couple pretty solid teams in the West. You know, you got a couple solid teams in the North, a couple solid teams in the South. So every division's got 2 playoff worthy teams. Only 6,
yeah, I mean,
you know.
The West, you have the Rams. I don't know if I put Seattle, Arizona, or San Fran in there.
San Francisco will be competing this year.
Yeah.
In fact,
the North is the one. Minnesota and Green Bay. I don't put the Lions there, but Minnesota, Green Bay.
The thing is, the Lions won't be bad.
The Lions are going to be either 8-8, 9-17. And then the South, you got the Saints. I don't like Carolina, but the team is basically the same. In Atlanta. So you'd be fighting with Atlanta and Carolina for that, and Minnesota or Green Bay for that 2 wild card spots. I don't know. It could be interesting. If you win 10 games, you'll be in, I feel.
Yeah.
But they won't. They'll win 9, and then you're going to have to sweat it out.
Brian, they did get Nate Soldier. That's true. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Left tackle, they got this rookie, Hernandez. In the draft, supposed to be very good. A new center. I don't know where he came from, but he took over for Jones. Right guard, they got this guy from Jacksonville, supposed to be good. And then the great Flowers at right tackle. You put a tight end next to him, so the tight end could hold his hand. But I don't know. I feel like that should hold up, but you never know. And I still like Eli. I don't know why people kill Eli so much. Poor guy.
I'm gonna mix it up right now. And
Right.
something I read about it a couple of days ago, and obviously I'm not gonna do it for this draft, but it was always something I never really done before. Just very quickly, what's your opinion on auction drafts?
I mean, I'd like to try it once, but that's tough to do, especially when you've never done it before. People will be throwing money left and right, and then after like 10 guys, nobody's gonna have money left. I don't know. I'm not a fan of it. I like the whole draft setting. It's a snake draft, and you have your pick.
I enjoyed that too. I think the auction would be interesting to try once. But
It'll be good to try, but I don't know if I want a whole
too
season
risky
of
to
it.
have that as our season.
we're not doing that. But I was hearing about it, so I was
Like
trying
it
to
lost
the
just like
opinion.
Judas's League 2.
Yeah. A mock auction draft? That actually would be interesting. That'd be a good try, actually.
I think it's a bit too revealing.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what he's trying to do.
Still would be
He's
interesting,
trying to
though.
see who I spent $40 on, and then he knows that's the guy I'm going after.
Josh, the real question is how many mock drafts have you already done today? 5?
Josh, give us how many mock drafts you think you've done since April? Just give us an estimate.
I want to say like 35.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
been
right.
generous.
Yeah,
It's
right,
gotta be at
dude.
least 50.
He's probably done like 200 or 250. 80 plus?
Jeez.
80 plus, yeah.
But see, with those mock drafts, the quarterbacks never go high. So it's kind
None
of
of those
misleading.
mock drafts will look anything like our draft.
Yeah. Okay, you pick a quarterback high, Josh, and then everybody else doesn't.
QB's going for actually, Nick, you can make your settings. And on some
can?
websites. Yeah, you can make it 2 quarterback,
All
yeah.
I'm saying is all this practice is going to do nothing.
Yeah.
Or if Josh somehow, by chance, is good, it won't be because he did all these mock drafts.
It's a pastime, all right?
No, it is good to pass time with it, but I don't know. You can't really read too much into it.
So I guess I'll go back more to like draft theory, and I would. This is more towards like the middle of the rounds. Do you value guys like who can get you the quantity but not be as talented, or that talent that has the breakup potential but like could be on a good team with a lot of depth?
I
It's
usually like the
debate.
good team players, but it all depends. Like last year, I got Corey Davis that I thought was good. So I mean, it's better to get a guy in a high-powered offense. I feel because if one guy goes down, he becomes the main man. But I mean, also you have the guys in the bad teams that they have to throw to someone. So I mean, it's a mix for me.
It's a tough debate.
Right. I mean, sometimes you just want to go get the guy who gets all the volume.
Yeah.
Especially on the bye weeks, you get those like free agent wires. You're like, all right, who's gonna get the most touches, and that's all you look at.
Yeah.
I think that's the part I've always struggled with the draft the most. Is that question? Like, do I pick the bad team with the guys that get all the touches, or do I get someone who's gonna be dependable on a good team? It's
question as old as time.
As old as time is right. But I want to see where you were on that. It's interesting though. I think you could have half the league say one thing, half the league say the other thing.
Mm-hmm. It all depends on the player, I think.
Yeah. It's a very variable question, but in general, you could always pick a side on it.
Mm-hmm.
What's Nick's biggest value round? Yeah, I mean, well, I can even like take that further. It's like, is there a part of the draft? It's like, oh, I mean, obviously the first few rounds you want to hit your picks, but is there like a section of the draft? It's like, okay, I gotta get really good value out of here if I want to like have like an okay team that like competes every week.
No, it doesn't matter what round it is for me. It just depends on picking the best guy on the board. It doesn't. I don't care what round it is. You just got to see how the draft shakes out, and then who's left over, and you can take them. But there's no number that I want to say. Oh, in the 8th round, I got to pick a guy like this. No, every draft shakes out differently. So you can never expect after round 1 or 2. You have no clue what's going to go on.
I've always thought for myself, 4th, 5th, and 6th were pretty critical because you get right outside that elite part, but those rounds are like the guys that could be elite. So I've always.
True, but I think 1 and 2, I think, are the big ones. Because if you miss on 1, you're done. It's going to be very tough to win.
I think there's more of a chance to get someone good, though. I think that's bar an injury in those first 2 rounds.
Well, here's what I'll say. I think you just have a better idea of just who you might take with those maybe first couple picks, whereas those middle to late picks just a grind, and like you have no idea what's going to be available by then. So then it's like all just having to act on like what's based on the board instead of guys you already kind of came in with an idea. Because you know who the guy are going to be the guys on the top, so it's easier to plan for those first couple picks. Those middle to late picks, when you start getting like your running back 2, like a wide receiver 3, or a quarterback 2, that's where the draft kind of becomes a big grind. And you got to make sure you're hanging in there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just another example of how different strategies that people have. So, I mean, that's why I really like the offline draft. The rankings are not the same for everyone. Everyone has their own source.
True, but it's 19 rounds.
Yeah.
It's tough around 14, 15, 16. It is tough.
That's where you make your money, though.
Yes, but that's where I'm like, just get the pick over with.
So you got to have more discipline. You got to have more discipline.
You got to have patience. I think Josh lost some of his discipline.
You want to stretch a little bit. You've been sitting there for over an hour now.
You're got
just
to
make
grind.
the damn pick. Let's move on with our lives.
This draft requires a lot of endurance.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see how quick my picks go this year.
Where do you think he'll be sitting?
Oh,
Do I get like first selection or?
I think we
Has not been
we don't
talked
know.
about yet.
We haven't talked about it yet.
How did you feel about where you sat last year?
I did not like because I was behind Nico. And Nico was like worried about like I was looking at a screen or something, and every pick
I
I
was
did.
very paranoid.
I mean, it wasn't bad, but anywhere is fine. Not anywhere, but I like a seat. That's all I want. I don't want
I
to be
think
on the floor.
Janko's placement cost him the season. I think it started at the draft seat.
Yeah,
Janko ended up on the floor in the back. Took
that
Terrell
was
Pryor.
rough.
Oh, lottery for the seats? That might be something we should do tonight.
Oh God, I think everybody's here.
Another lottery?
You should do the draft at the table. Have all of us at the table.
Looking at each other.
That's a better
That's
idea.
wait a minute. Josh, Alex is in
Yeah.
Hawaii.
You said it's on the
Jacob's
Google
probably
Doc,
also
so everybody
Hawaii,
can
too.
see it.
Would you rather just throw Alex in Hawaii?
Wait, Nick, that's a good idea. Everyone around the table, a round table.
Should be a fight.
Yeah, and then because you put it on the Google Doc, right? So everybody can see it on their screen.
Are you still fine with that?
Yeah, I can. I can bring my laptop up.
We all sit at a table, and then 3, 2, 1, we all run to the seat we want.
No,
That's how
what it
people
should go.
can't draft.
I'm gonna kick myself on this, but it should be best record. So Nico, or not best record, best what you finished at. So Nico goes first, and then all the way down.
Sure, I'll take first seat.
I mean, I don't know. Doesn't work well for me, but
What time's the draft? It's gonna be on the Saturday, but I think it's gonna be a little bit earlier than last
We're gonna
year's.
play Notre Dame at night.
It's not I think Jacob wants it early.
So do I. And knowing Josh, he'll be ready at like 6 a.m.
Josh's gonna be at my house before I wake up.
Josh probably sleep over the night before.
Josh will probably sleep at my house. You're
Josh should
right.
probably not go to work on Friday to camp out on Thursday.
Josh pitches a tent right in front of my house.
well, last year we did what at 3, I think, right?
Yeah, around there.
Yeah. Me and Alex got to come up that morning, so
Yeah, yep.
last year we hit a lot of traffic, but.
Yeah, you gotta get an early
Yeah.
start.
Yeah.
And my thing is, we left at 10. We should get up there around 12.
Yeah, you should get out earlier. If you can.
Well, last year we couldn't. Things came up, so we couldn't leave till like 12.
Oh, okay.
But we could try to leave at 10, get up there at 12-ish. You could draft at 1:30.
We're doing the red carpet.
Oh, I'm down.
Oh my god.
You know I'm always down for a good red carpet.
I need a host. I'm not. I gotta prepare for the
There's
draft.
Sam rumors, apparently, according to the chat.
These are things we're gonna have to talk about before the draft.
Where's Brian? Brian's usually pretty good at this. Let's keep this
I'm not wearing a
professional,
suit. I'm not wearing a suit.
These are things we're gonna have to talk about within the next few weeks.
Wait, why not now?
We got a podcast running. So we'll get back to that another time, off the air. We'll do the seating after the podcast possibly. Everyone after the podcast, tune in for an exclusive.
What's the everybody's got the same odds, or
We'll talk about it.
all right?
But as for now, go head back to the draft, head back to fantasy. Do you look at schedule?
I look at yes.
Do you?
Mhm.
You know, actually, I don't.
That's a big thing I look at.
No kidding.
Yep.
Wow.
That's why
I completely disagree
I
with
don't know.
that.
In most leagues, I never have a good record. I always back into the playoffs. But when I hit the playoffs, my guys usually have a good schedule. Now, if it's a star back or a star guy, I don't look at it.
Right.
But it's those like 4th, 5th rounders that if I'm borderline on, I'll go and look at it and really look at the schedule. If it's a 50-50 chance picking a guy, that'll be the tiebreak. But bye weeks, I don't look at.
I completely agree. Teach, I think that bye weeks in this league
Overrated.
a little overrated because of the 8 teams. 12 teams you can consider possibly. Even then, so I don't think the bye weeks are that
I
important.
don't care. It's like it'd be dumb to not get someone you think's going to be really good because they have the same bye week as someone else.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
you know?
1 week, you know.
I would never. I don't look at bye weeks. Schedule, I do, not bye weeks.
I'm still surprised by that.
Like I think I've had 2, like my quarterbacks 1 and 2 have same buys before, and like you just get over it.
Yeah.
But again, the star guys, I don't do it for. It's the
Yeah.
The mid-tier guys.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
would you rather have if you had C.J. Anderson and he's playing the Dolphins, or and another guy's playing Jacksonville? I'd rather go Anderson playing the Dolphins.
I think there's too many variables in the league to like make, and even more than ever to determine that.
Well, I look at 2 weeks. And that's it.
Like for CJ Anderson, it's like they're playing Jacksonville. What if Bortles gets hurt and they have no offense and they have to punt it all the time?
Yes, there's always factors that go into it. But if I had to choose between 2 guys, that would be a tiebreaker.
All right, no, I guess that's fine. The tiebreaker then.
But if one player is better than the other, I go with the better player.
I think we have a rivalry brewing in this league that's like going a little under the radar.
He's
Between-
just salty,
Between Josh and Nick.
It's just
The jabs continue.
he comes in acting like he's a big shot, but he's 1-0. I mean, the kid has 1-0, and he goes in, thinks he's all that, and he's not.
I mean, I agree.
So I mean,
Josh
at least
hasn't
Josh
won
can
anything.
hear me. I mean, when Josh talked, it might put me to sleep. But
And this is what the league needs. We need a good rivalry.
Toilet bowl rivalry. Oh my god.
the kid's trying.
Nick, have you ever done a spite pick before against someone?
No, but no. I have people have done it to me, but I have not done it.
Every year when we used to have defensive players, someone would always pick Patrick Willis stupid early on me. Anyways, to talk for another day. But schedules, buys, yeah. I have your opinions on that.
Are we at to the point
What's
of
up?
the show where we get to hear Nick's predictions for the league?
Yeah, actually, you know what? Since we just had that little thing there, I think that would be great. Nick, your predictions. Around the
Rank
league.
them 1 through 8. Tell us how each team will be. I want to hear it.
Okay. Well, I'll go around the room. Mike will go. I think Mike will get a playoff spot. I think he'll have a good year. Let's just get to the juicy part. Josh will come in last, okay? He's overthinking it. He's going to overthink it to death. He's going to pick a team like he did with the Titans, most likely the 49ers, and get all those guys, and he's going to tank. That's going to be 8th. 7th will be Brian. Brian has no picks. He's got nothing. He's just going to screw up pick 2 because he's going to panic. He's going to
Sounds like
be
the
down
war.
there with Josh. I think those 2 are going to be way down. Then you're going to come up, and I think the top 6 are going to be closer. I don't know. I think it could be a crapshoot with those 6. I just think those 2 are the weakest.
Give us 4 playoff teams. You don't have to put it in any order. Just what do you think?
Me, Alex, Mike, and Teach.
Oh,
Oh wow.
oh my God! And to think I put you in my playoff prediction. I
Yeah,
think.
well-
Oh wait, no, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Oh, well,
I think I said you would come close. I think I said you'd come in 5th. Oh no, wait,
Yeah,
no. I picked Jake to come in 5th. I think I said you.
Oh, that's nice. I mean, I am a good team, I guess. Thank you. It's okay. You won this year. You win in 5 years like you usually do. You won 2012, 2017, 2022 is going to be your year.
We'll see. We will see.
We have not had a repeat champion ever. We almost did.
It happened this year.
Nico's guaranteeing it.
I didn't guarantee anything.
You know, it seems like this podcast has been the turning point in the league. I think I kind of feel like the draft's coming up now. It's
Yeah, 2 weeks away. 2 weeks from today.
gonna be a lot of talking during this league. I can feel it. There was those Sundays during the games. There was
There'll be a lot of
group
yapping.
chat.
Should be interesting. And I think I open up against Nico, so that should be fun.
Oh yeah, showdown.
Brian, before we get to that quick, actually, my question's about you, believe it or not. Nick, over or under 80 transactions for Brian, waiver transactions.
What did he have last year?
70 something.
He was in the 70s.
Under.
Under?
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll say the same, but I think it's going to be damn close.
I mean, he will be panicking more because he doesn't have those top picks. But, I mean, that's a lot, though.
He had
80's a
72
lot.
last year.
Okay.
Your computer wasn't so slow. I could have gone there first.
You know, Brian does
No,
seem like
he
the
had
guy who
76.
just gets what he
Oh,
wants.
he had 76 last year. Excuse us. That's
Wow.
actually good over under, actually. 80, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's hear about Nick's league for a quick second. So yeah, we actually that draft's next week. What do you got anything to say about it? You looking forward to it?
No, it's a different league. I don't know, it should be interesting, you know. I don't know, I'm a 3-time champ. Did win back-to-back years, which is something that didn't happen in your league. You know, it should be interesting to see.
Teach is saying it's not a big deal that Brian lost picks 3 and 4. I think it's a huge deal.
Whoa. Yeah, well, let's pump the brake. We have to go back to that.
What?
Those 3 and 4 picks, I think that could be a little big deal, at least early on. And that's the biggest difference between like making a playoff spot. Because only 4 teams make it.
That's huge.
Teach called his grandpa's. I can't believe this. No, the 3rd and 4th pick, fine. Like, it is going to be very difficult without that. It's not saying that he can't be good. It's possible. But, like, that's huge to not have a 3rd and 4th round pick.
Yeah, but Teach, he traded for everyone. He traded he got 2 guys. And he had Beckham for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Josh with the stat.
Where in the world did you find that?
He's like a mini Schefter.
So in Pro Football Focus Fantasy Football Podcast right here. I mean, you do need the late hits in the late rounds for sure to win it. Obviously, you do. But I think I'm talking especially early on.
You need to just hit, like, in
Yeah.
the beginning. You need to hit at the end, in the middle.
Look what Terrell Pryor did to Janko. All right, I will use that. I will beat that example to death. How bad that was. I gave a list of one when I went 8. When I missed the playoffs a couple years ago when I got Blake Bortles in the 4th, and I had Matt Ryan,
Oh,
Drew
yeah.
Brees.
You can get very
Oh my God,
ruined.
killed me.
I mean, if you get 2 horrible guys in the 3rd and 4th, it's bad too. But not only think about, at least you have placeholders with those picks. You know what I mean? Even though if they're bad, they're still taking up a position. Like, you're going to be so far behind on positions.
Yeah, Janko did also lose Rodgers, so yeah, we can't forget that as well, Teach. That does soften the blow for like as in like the Terrell Pryor hit, but
Yeah, I mean, Teach's team ended up. I mean, Jenko's team actually was salvageable besides the prior thing, but he just sort of got unlucky.
yeah. No, Teach done good in the later rounds. We're not saying there's not value there.
It's just you got to
Teach.
hit on a lot of those picks now in the later rounds, which is tough. I mean, you could hit on them, but it's going to be tough.
Teach, we need to give you a little history lesson before saying Fry is the worst pick of all time. Nick, can you tell us about a pick that we saw last year? Can you recall that pick for me?
Yeah, I believe that was the second round, and there was 2 running backs on the board, Todd Gurley and a guy named Joe Mixon. And I believe somebody picked Joe Mixon over Todd Gurley, believe it or not. And that will go down as the worst pick in the history of fantasy football, by far.
Oh.
I mean, Brian also took Gronk with the first pick like 2 years ago.
Gronk did go first overall, that is true. But I don't think that was as bad.
So when Brian picks Gronk with the second pick this year, could he fill out his whole team, losing picks 3 and 4?
Well, that's the thing. If Brian started out with something like the Gronk Dalton Marshall year, like Tucker, that is not going to win a game.
Brian, you did almost get playoffs at 1. You had good waiver wires, I'll give you that.
But hold on, he made the playoffs when picking Gronk 1?
No, he almost did.
Yeah, no, Brian's team surprisingly wasn't that bad that year.
Yeah, but he didn't make the playoffs. It doesn't matter.
But still, he still won like 6 games.
Yeah.
Like, that was still like, he had good waiver transactions. You gotta give him that.
6-2, same thing. Not in the playoffs.
What's the same record as 4? Because I had 6-8 as well that year.
6 and 8 actually is like competing.
It is.
In like our league. Because like oftentimes like 8 and 6, 8 and 6, like 7 and 7, and 6 and 8 is like the playoffs in our league. Just because like all the teams end up really balanced.
Well, that year, you're 6 and 7, or
Teach won the tiebreaker for 4th place. He won 6 and 8. I went 6 and 8, and I came in 5th. Brian went 6 and 8, and he came in 6th. What was
there's one less game, right?
No, we play 14.
Oh, that's right. All right. Just 6 and 8. I think you got to go 500 at least. I mean, that would be like a safe bet to make the playoffs. 6 and 8's pushing it.
Nico, what was your record last year?
8 and 6.
Nico went 8 and 6. That was the 4th seed. It was actually pretty high. Nico won the championship, the 4th seed.
Yeah, he did.
All right, chat. Do you have any other big things you want to talk about? Any questions?
Chad's got a lot to say today.
So we hit over the hour threshold, so I want to see if we have anything else.
Josh says Nick is the worst guest, but this episode has stirred up the most controversy and conversation.
Hold on, did he put a thumbs down? Oh,
where?
On the episode page is 1 thumbs down.
Oh, come on!
That is bad advertisement for the league.
I would say kick this guy out of the league. That's what I say.
Nick's like Skip Bayless. People hate it, but they still watch it.
I'm Skip.
Sure, me and Nick got into some of the biggest fights on the podcast last year too.
That was the best podcast of the year. I will not lie. That was the best podcast of the year last year.
Which one?
The you and Nico debate.
The Yankee one or the Watkins one?
Watkins one.
Okay. The Yankee one was good too.
Yeah, it was good.
It was a good episode.
You guys attacked me with false data.
Nick's the most hated person in the league, I think.
He starts the conversation.
Well, because I don't know, I say what's on my mind, which is not good. I have no filter. Oh.
Now, Chad, I'll ask again. Besides shitting on Nick, do you have any other topics?
Let me just flush it. And then...
You have any other topics or questions you want to address? I'll give you a minute on that.
Wow.
I think your mind is just...
Could I change my playoff selections? I'm going to take Teach out of it.
They're calling it a lock. I might write down my predictions before the season starts. Like after the draft happens, I might just do like my own like fake predictions.
Yeah.
Oh, here's good. Are you changing the team name?
Yeah, I just don't know what.
Oh yeah.
Once they draft, I'll figure it out.
Yeah, I can figure mine out eventually. I don't know it yet.
Yeah, I gotta see my players and then go with it. Oh, what's going on out here?
How does he have 4 thumbs down?
I only see 3, so we're gonna go with 3.
I didn't do it.
You guys are dicks. Speaking of dicks, Teach, are you still gonna go with dicks out for your team name for the 3rd year in a row?
Wow, it's not going well.
Oh, Teach might be changing it up. Just shock.
Team name could be anything.
Guys, the hard you make the horizontal look terrible.
We got a thumbs up. Well, let's make that 2.
We always show positives here. All right, Josh, this is good. Give us one bold prediction. Give us your boldest prediction. This should be good.
Picking Josh coming in last.
Well, that's not bold. That's common sense.
Make it legit. I agree.
Okay, bold prediction.
Could be about players, team, like any
In
players,
the league, you mean?
whatever. Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't think about one.
Come on, it's bold.
Well, how bold is it? Like me making the playoffs? That's
Mr.
not
Hot
bold.
Takes, go ahead.
Let's go, hot takes.
Oh, Nico, no.
Oh, come on, let me hear it. What was it?
No, nothing.
Say it.
How many wins did you have last year?
8.
You're going to have half the amount of wins.
What?
Wow.
Oh, boo.
Wow.
Boo.
And then
4 wins. Yeah, right.
all right.
And you're going to lose me by 40 in the first week.
Oh, I like that one. I like that one.
No. that is not happening. There's no way. I will not be that bad.
Okay, that one
Based off of what?
I panicked.
Why? Are you too afraid to go up to the other guy still? Gotta go
Well,
against
no.
me?
No. I just think, I don't know, you're going to win 4 to 5 games. Josh will win 1 to 2. Brian 3 to 4.
Wow.
You just, you're gonna have a big head on yourself this year. You're gonna think, oh, I'm all that, and you're not.
I've won a championship before and come back just fine.
Okay. See you do it again.
I will.
Okay.
This might have been a bad idea for Nick.
You know,
podcast.
you might not have me next to you, giving you like details on who you should pick in the draft or train you guys so that you win the championship.
Sure. Take all the credit. Go ahead.
Yeah. It's my team, damn it. That was me who won.
Take a look at the trophy before you go to sleep.
Most overrated. Teach that. I think this is gonna stir the pot even more.
What was the question?
Oh god.
Most overrated person in the league. Most underrated person in the league.
Who's the most underrated person, overrated person?
Yeah.
Well, I guess Nico's the most overrated, so we're gonna go with that.
Boo.
He did win, but
Underrated.
The most accurate thing Brian said all day.
Underrated. I'll go Mike. I think he's. I think him as a 500.
Sucking up to the host.
He's underrated.
Because he puts him on the air.
oh man. Well, Nick, I think they hate spewing a lot. This chat's turned pretty toxic. So, any
Keep it going. What else you want to know?
any
I'm not afraid of them.
Nick's an open book right now. I think you can
Yeah.
squeeze a little bit more out of him.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Brian's on a roll right now. You got to keep it going.
what happened to this podcast?
I'm taking it over, damn it.
Nick's changed it.
I told you it's going to be the best podcast ever, okay? We're going to make podcasts great again.
Give us your final closing statements, Nick.
I think I left everything on the table. I've made a lot of enemies. Got a lot of enemies. And I don't know. I feel like it's me versus the rest of the league right now. And, it's not a strong league, so I'm not worried.
I mean, you went 2-12. That says a lot
I
about
did.
you.
You can only go up.
But
And,
you say it was a
if I
strong.
came in winning it all, I would have been out in 1 year. You would have kicked me out. So I got to get in there a little bit, and then I'll grow as a team, and
You went
we
2-12.
can, we'll go from worst to first.
You went
You,
2-12.
and you could book it.
Nick just created a lot of enemies.
You went 2-12.
Might reverse that this year. I'm not guaranteeing that, but you never know.
First 14 season. All right. Well, we'll end it here. Next podcast, guys, we'll probably do another one this week, to be honest with you, because we're gonna try and catch up.
By Brian, right?
It could be Brian. It could be Teach. I think it's Brian, Teach, and Alex left, right?
Yeah.
We'll have to get it. Alex will probably be the last one on before the draft, so I'll have to talk to him in another week about that. So Brian, Teach, I'll be in talk to one of you guys. We'll sort something out. So,
Those would be a snooze fest, huh? Oh.
you better calm down.
Yeah,
might
yeah.
have-
I had your back and you knocked me down.
Yeah, well, what are you going to do?
But we needed something like this in the league, so we'll see how it goes.
Am
All right.
I like Dez? I don't want to be Dez.
Anyways, he's a free agent, just letting you know.
Yeah, well, he could be my offensive coordinator. Could use guys like him.
Rip. So, guys, we can do the seat lottery. So if you want to get on Skype, let me know. Should we? If you're not, we'll say this: if you're not gonna be on this in the seat lottery, shoot me a text personally. Just say I'm not going on, and then we'll go from there. Otherwise, I'll start Skyping you guys. So, all right. So we'll end it here, and we'll see you next time. Yes, Teach, we would do it now.